talking about the yes in this direction, I read about your work in mentoring women in the USH professionals. So what is
Mhm.
motivate you most in this work?
I have a group of friends. We've been professional colleagues for more than 20 years, and we get together on a regular basis and we stay in touch with each other. And we've had conversations over the years about our careers and how we ended up where we are. And these are all women who have held high level jobs. Several of them have been presidents of ASSP. And one of the things that we've always said is that what we really needed when we were in that sort of mid career, maybe we were like 5 to 8 or 5 to 10 years, where we'd kind of gotten that first job under our belt. Maybe we were having our first role as a supervisor or a project manager, and sort of thinking, okay, this is good, but I want more. Where do I go? How do I get to where I want to be, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And we all said that we never really had a way to figure that out. And we just sort of bumbled our way through and made it. So that sort of got me thinking that what I could do to give back would be to try to create groups of women who would get together. And the idea is that they become their own mentors. They become a group, sort of a peer-to-peer mentoring group. I'm not their mentor. We get together, we meet once a month for 8 months. We explore different themes around career, like balance, like your personal brand, like vulnerability at work, or barriers, or your leadership style. And as we go through each of those sessions, I sort of facilitate, but what I try to do is to get that group to talk and share and become a cohort, so that when we finish the 8 sessions, they go off and continue to stay together. And then I start another group. And so that's been really, really helpful and really, really important to me, because I feel like uh, sometimes when you do a mentoring situation, it's sort of
Yes,
that one-on-one. And when the
absolutely.
mentoring's over, right? And so I think this sort of idea is that this group will continue to grow and share and continue to connect with each other. It's a little different than coaching, obviously, but it is sort of that mentoring, and that idea that, where are you? Where do you want to be? What are the obstacles to the career path that you see for yourself, and how are you going to get there? So I just literally today finished the 6th group, and I'll be starting my 7th group hopefully in a couple of months. So it's been very rewarding. I really enjoy it. And we have a private LinkedIn group, and we use it for different conversations. And once a quarter, I host just sort of an open session where anybody who's participated in the groups can get together, and we just sort of talk and exchange things. And at the ASSP conference, we get together in person, whoever's there. So it's just really sort of been a labor of love, as they say. So I've really enjoyed it. And then I've also done some private one-on-one coaching with other folks as well, but that's not as much of what I do. It's the groups are really where my focus is.
I think this creates a powerful community.
Yes. Exactly. And I think that, as I was saying, when I would talk with my friends about this, that was really, we found our own little community by happenstance, because we're all ASSP members, and we would run into each other at the conferences and different events. And that's how we kind of formed our own little community. But it was very by happenstance. And so this is a little bit more deliberate way of forming community among women in the profession. And again, I do it for women in the profession because I'm a woman in the profession. And, certainly we're still a male dominated profession. And so I think any resources that we can make available to help. There's a woman in Australia, her name is Kirsten Ferguson, and she writes a lot of leadership books.
I
And
love
I always
her.
remember, yeah, she's great. And I
Yeah,
always
I love
remember
her.
one of the things that she said was, this idea that as you climb up the ladder, you turn around and put a ladder behind you for someone to climb up. She said her theory, or her way of thinking about it, is it's not a ladder, it's a net. You throw this big net out there. so that you can bring in that community. And that's always stuck with me as something that I'm trying to do.
Wow, perfect. Thank you. I love it.
It's it's not lost on me that we've got three powerful women in safety here having this conversation today. And what you're describing, the way that you've mentored and supported all these other women, especially you're saying you're up to the seventh now tranche or group that have gone through. I just can imagine how enormously supportive it is for them. Because, like you were saying, many of us have experienced this career where it's been difficult sometimes. You know, you wonder, who can I talk to? And then, especially the more senior you get, if you're a practicing safety professional and you're climbing the ladder yourself, and perhaps you don't want to show vulnerability, then having that place where people can talk and support one another is just so fantastic for them. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, each group has its own unique personality, if you will, and different people at different stages of their careers and different ideas. But I think what they find by the end of the 8 sessions is that they're more alike than they are different, and that they find that kind of commonality and common ground around. I say this with sincerity and with love. They are all overachievers. And I don't mean that in a negative way. They're all overachievers. They're all people like me who say yes to opportunities, who want to make the most of their career. And so their willingness to join these groups and to pay the fee, sometimes their companies pay the fee, but they pay a fee to join, really demonstrates to me their interest in navigating their career and taking charge of their career. So I think it's really been an interesting ride. It's been about 2.5 years now.